Hey everyone, today we're going to be covering the notable beaches closest to Port St. Lucie. Basically how I narrowed this down is I took the beaches from Fort Pierce to Stuart that had the most Google reviews compared to the smaller beaches in the area, because there's a lot, and those are the ones we're going to cover today. The only beach that I left out that had a lot of reviews was the clothing optional beach in Fort Pierce. It's pretty evident why I left that out, and if you are interested in that one, you can definitely look that one up on your own time as well. But anyway, Port St. Lucie is centrally located, which is great because that means you have beaches whether you're going north or south. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showcasing all these beaches to help narrow down your choice for your beach days, or if you are someone that is looking to move and live on a beach, hopefully this video can provide you with some value to narrow down your search on which beach you would like to live closest to. I'm going to be covering things like amenities, the rentals, if there are lifeguards on duty for all these beaches. So if there are any other questions that I do not answer in this video, please comment them below. And as always, I am a realtor in the area, so if you are looking to buy or sell real estate in the Port St. Lucie area, please feel free to contact me. All of my information is in the description below. Now without further ado, let's talk about the beaches. We're going to be starting in Fort Pierce and working our way south. So the first beach we are covering is the Pepper Park Beach, and this beach and park is on over 52 acres. The amenities include a playground, beach volleyball courts, tennis courts, softball courts, picnic tables, and pavilions that you can rent. There are also restrooms and showering stations. It is also worth mentioning that this is a off-leash dog-friendly beach, and also directly next to this beach is the Navy SEAL Museum, which is a really fun and educational place to go to as well. There are lifeguards on duty at this beach, and you can also fish at this beach, but obviously far away from where the people are swimming. This beach is also known to have great snorkeling due to the several shallow reefs that are all just 100 yards off the shore. And also this is a great spot for surfing. Personally, I like going to this beach on my beach days due to this beach being less crowded than some of the other beaches we're going to cover today. I just like to walk along the coast, listen to an audiobook or a podcast. That's Florida to live in. What more could you ask for? Well, I guess something you could ask for is food, because you're going to spend all day at the beach. You're probably going to be hungry, and the local spot that everyone always goes to when you're going to Pepper Park is Sharky's. And personally, I always get the buffalo chicken sandwich, but people always rave about the pizza and wings at Sharky's. This is a great spot if you are going to Pepper Park Beach. The next beach we're going to cover is the Fort Pierce State Inlet Park, also known as Pay Beach by the locals. And you can guess why it's called Pay Beach, and that is because there is a $6 entry fee per car up to 8 people. This park is open from 8 a.m. to sundown. Now, this being a state park that has a beach is also going to mean there are going to be extra amenities that just your typical beach is not going to have. Some of these amenities include the Oak Hammock Nature Trail, which is like a 30-minute walk through the forest. Also, there are paved bike paths throughout the park that you can ride on. And then lastly, because there is ocean access and there's access to the Indian River Lagoon, they do offer paddleboarding and canoe rentals for going on the Indian River. I tried this once and I was very nervous to go paddleboarding on the river because I didn't really know how it was going to be. I didn't really trust my balance on a board like that because I don't surf, and it wasn't that bad. It was very nice and relaxing to go with a group of friends and just enjoy the scenery, and I didn't fall nearly as much as I thought I was going to fall. So it is fun if you are looking to have a river day as well. Now, also something I read about for the nature walks is that due to having the ocean and lagoon access, you're going to get a mix of coastal and migratory birds on the nature trail as well. So if you're someone that is interested in seeing wildlife or birds, then this is a great feature as well for the nature walk. Now, moving on to the beach amenities, similar to Pepper Park, this is a great beach for scuba diving or snorkeling. If you are going to go scuba diving, they do have certain requirements that you meet. There has to be 2 people at once. You cannot just go by yourself scuba diving. Also, you have to have a flag that is floating above where you are diving so that people in the area know there are divers over there. Also, there is no spearfishing allowed if you are scuba diving, so you are not allowed to spearfish. Fishing is also allowed at this beach, and actually you get some interesting mixes of fish because you'll occasionally have fish coming over from the inlet and falling onto the coast, so you have more variety potentially if you are fishing on what you can catch. You are also allowed to surf and swim at this beach. However, there is no lifeguard on duty, so do keep that in mind. Also, there are dogs allowed at this beach, but they have to be on a leash. So amenities of this beach, that there is a playground, there are picnic tables, there is a wheelchair accessible bathroom, as well as also offering beach wheelchairs, which are free of charge to rent. There's showering stations as well, and also you can rent pavilions here. And if you are looking to get married on the beach, this park actually offers as a wedding venue that you can rent as well. And as far as restaurants, you are still just as close to Sharky's as Pepper Park is, because it's basically Pepper Park, Sharky's, and then Pay Beach. So you're still going to be looking to go to Sharky's after a day at this this beach if you decide to go to the Fort Pierce State Inlet Park. Before we go to Jensen, I just wanted to quickly give a shout out to 2 beaches in Fort Pierce. The first one being the Frederick Memorial Park. The reason I wanted to bring this beach up is because they offer a really unique amenity that you're not going to find at most beaches. They offer a horseback guided tour through the beaches and the nature trails, and I just thought that I needed to bring attention to it because it's a really fun and interesting thing to do in Port St. Lucie. I've thought about doing it, but I've been on a horse since I was at a birthday party when I was 5 years old, and I would really have to mentally prepare before getting on a horse and doing this tour, but who knows, maybe one day I will finally take the leap. The second beach is going to be the Jetty Park, and this beach is more park than beach, if that makes sense. But the reason I like this one so much is that it's in such a great location where you can go on the beach and then you can walk to all of the local bars, restaurants, and retail. So it's for more of a late afternoon, casual beach day, if that makes sense, where you just get some beach and then you're walking over to Square Group or you're walking over to Taco Dive, things like that, or the Jetty or the Inlet. And it's just a really good time. So that's why I wanted to quickly bring that one to your attention in case, like I said, you're looking for a more casual beach day as opposed to spending all day at the beach and going in the water. Now moving on to our next beach, which is in Jensen. This is the Walton Rocks Beach / dog park, which, if you can believe it, is an off-leash, extremely friendly dog beach. That's primarily the reason it is on the list, is because it is 24 acres of dog paradise for letting your high energy dogs roam free. Personally, I have an English bulldog, so I've never brought him to the beach because he is not that type of dog. He is more of a by the pool type of dog because he is very close to getting back into the air conditioning. But anyway, if you have one of those high energy dogs that need to run around, this is the perfect beach for you. This beach offers picnic tables, pavilions, and restrooms. Fishing, swimming, and surfing are allowed at this beach. However, there is not a lifeguard on duty. They also do state if you have an incident with your dog and another dog, or your dog and a person, to also make sure you have an 8-foot or shorter leash on hand to put the dog on, which I feel like every dog owner has, so no issue there. As far as restaurants or anything around you, you're pretty secluded at this beach. It's basically in the center of A1A, so there's really no restaurants near you, and it's actually going to be a little bit of a farther drive. I think it's the farthest drive we have in this video from Port St. Lucie because you have to pick a side of A1A and go all the way down to the center to get to this beach. But with it being rated so high and being such a great dog beach, I feel like it's worth the extra 15-minute drive to make sure our furry friends have enough space and a great area to roam. Now moving on south to our next beach. The next beach we are going to cover is Waveland Beach. This is a small public beach just north of Jensen Beach that is not normally crowded. There are lifeguards, so if you're looking for a guarded beach that doesn't have a lot of people, then this is a good spot for you. There are restrooms and showering stations, but there are no other amenities like we've seen at some of the other beaches. The location of this beach is great though. You are very close to restaurants, retail, and hotels. If you're staying in the area, this is a great beach for you. The restaurant options that you're going to have at this beach are going to be Shuckers at the Island Resort, Brock's Surfside Grill and Pizza, and then lastly Kyle G's Prime Seafood, which is a little bit more on the expensive side, but it is just delicious and a beautiful experience overlooking the water. And it is very close to the next beach that we are covering, which is Jensen Beach Park, and this is going to be directly over the Northeast Causeway in Jensen Beach. This is a public park with plenty of parking. There are lifeguards on duty, so you are able to swim and surf, with some areas for fishing. This beach also offers umbrellas and chairs for rent. Some of the amenities include the restrooms and showering stations, as well as a sand volleyball court and picnic tables. This is a really popular beach due to its location and size. As far as restaurants, they do have the Sand Dune Cafe, but if you're looking for more options, downtown Jensen Beach is just a short drive over the causeway. And the last beach we are covering is the Stuart Beach, and this is another really popular beach down south that is just over the Stuart Causeway and has lifeguards on duty every day until around 6 p.m. The amenities of this beach are restrooms, showering stations, volleyball courts, basketball courts, picnic tables, and as well as the Seaside Cafe for you to get snacks while at your beach day. And it is also worth mentioning that they do have a Publix that is really close to this beach, which is big for your beach days, or if you are someone that is looking to buy a beachfront property and want to make sure that there are grocery stores near your house. Speaking of purchasing a home, this beach is also the closest beach to Sewell's Point, which is also just along the Stuart Causeway just before you get to the Stuart Beach. And speaking of the causeway, if you keep heading west on the causeway from the beach, you will end up in downtown Stuart. So yet again, another beach that leads you directly to the downtown if you are looking for multiple options for restaurants and bars for after your beach day. That is all the beaches we are going to be covering today. I hope I was able to give you some helpful information in your decision making on which beach to spend your beach days, or at least give you some valuable insight on which areas to possibly purchase in. Let me know in the comments below which beach you chose and what your experience was like. As always, if you are looking to buy or sell in Port St. Lucie or the neighboring areas, please feel free to contact me. All of my information is in the description below. And also do not forget to subscribe to this channel so you continue seeing content about real estate and the Treasure Coast each week. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and have a great rest of your day.